welcome to an encore day after of fear-mongering radio. Santa Claus wanted to know if I would do an audio today, and I said yes, because tomorrow I get to have double D's put in my face by my dentist lady. Clean my teeth while she rips me from pillar to post and post to pillar. It's another beautiful day to be alive. It's the 16th day of the 6th month of the 2025 year, Christmas year. Watching War Games again. Epic movie. Hope this finds you healthy and finds you wealthy. Over on YouTube, wherever it comes to. I always appreciate dislikes or likes or comments down below. I was talking number one fan of Tater behind the paywall. You can do a live stream and it's not Rolling Stones. Those ones support me. Well, if you don't care about me, then I'll just unsubscribe. I won't share your stuff anymore. That's fine. You're not the Rolling Stones. I listen to all he or she stuff, and again, behind a paywall, and then a faceless troll. Drama, right? Like, fine. Do your live stream for only people that support you. And become an e-beggar, I guess. You're not Melissa Etheridge. Not the Rolling Stones. All my garbage is free for listening, cackling, and whatever else. I pay my own way. Here I pay my own way. Here on Spreaker, I had a 10-year contract, but it's my second year of paying $220 for a 1-year subscription here on Spreaker. Sprocker. It's amazing what the power of a phone call with the connection. Mexico bought a boat. And it got repoed, and they took a couple of days to get it to them, and then something went wrong with it. They gave a 30-day warranty, and they wouldn't fix it. So the next neighbor that he used to live in the house, he lives overseas, and so I called him up and, can you do me a favor? Can you send a letter on your law firm for me? And he did. They had a choice, either fix it or come and get it with a full refund. They came and got it. I told him I'll see work some magic. He always owed me a flavor. I used to watch his house for $1,000 a month. For a month. For 6 months out of the year. I missed that GERD money, but I always took care of his stuff. It's amazing what you can do when you have people to shoot off a letter. They had a 30-day warranty on it. They came and got it. That was amazing. I personally was too much of a boat. They put a whole different platform in the front yard. Now they don't have a boat. It is what it is. But like I said, this is fear-mongering radio from the great state of Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes, plus a couple. I can't see our lake. It's green grass and high tides forever. Going to the back to the 50s on Friday. 4-day week. Balls to walls today. Wisconsin tomorrow. Got the oil change tonight. We'll pick her up tomorrow. And we have things to do tomorrow. So busting loose. But, yeah. I hope all is well out there. I always feel delicious and wonderful and gorgeous and horny and squirrely all the time. Of course. I was listening to a World War II documentary, and they said they invaded on September 3rd, and I typed in there and I said, you were wrong. And yeah, we know. It was not September 3rd, it was September 1st. Like I said, it officially ended 1945, September 3rd, when they capitulated the Japanese, when they got in the mighty Mo. We've spoke before that one was to end all wars. But the brown shirts are now the red shirts up on the hill. The hunches up in Canada getting his dick slapped, defending the Russian dictator that hurt his feelings. If this doesn't disgust you, what's it gonna take? What do they have on Donald J. the hunch? The selected, elected 47th President of the United States of America. He had his birthday little parade, prostituted the army. A man who was a draft dodger, doesn't pay his bill, a convicted felon and adjudicated rapist, sending people to war, who doesn't know how to wave. You know how I feel. Independent Republican. It's always this country first, always, and then country, and then it's political. But when we did get pulled in by Japan, then Hitler decided to declare war, we had to storm those beaches, save him from behaviors and from us. Snap the necks of the crowds. He took his own life like a coward that he is. Lost a lot of men, a lot of people were murdered, taken out. But why I can speak English to you as we speak right now, when this comes to you. Forgotten war. I don't know what that was for. 58,000 plus men and women in Vietnam. For many years, they could have took care of that problem. Took out the SAM missiles. For some reason, Nixon was too afraid to take out the helpers. That's called collateral damage. We do have men and women behind the enemy lines in Iran. If they get taken out, that's too bad. There was some guy that was in Ukraine, American citizen, doing drone videos. He disappeared like a fart in the wind. That's his choice. You got your choices. Many wars out there. Men and women in blue that run to problems and fires. They found the guy that murdered those people.
Call from...
That's not a very Christian thing to be doing.
To accept, press 1. To send a...
Hang on 1 second. I'm doing my intro. Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
But anyways... Who are these people? They have balls the size of basketball over you. The Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, and the Navy, and the Merchant Coast Guard uniform. Talked about that many, many times. Remember, you out here run with in life. If you don't want to be the father of the child, guess what's going to happen? AIDS will kill you. Herpes lasts forever. Magic, are you lying then or lying now? Did you have AIDS or not? I'm just curious. If you don't like two men having sex, like you just said, can't watch two women. That is not a very Christian thing to be doing. Okay? Would you shower in the shower of Penn State? I would not shower in the shower of Penn State. But make good choices and don't drink and drive at any time. Okay? Call someone, call Casey Grits. Call Santa Claus. Call somebody. Okay? Thank you so much. Well, Casey Grits, you're on the phone. What the hell?
You forgot to say gonorrhea, needle in the penis.
Yeah, gonorrhea, needle in the penis. Ouch! Yeah, I know. I try to mix up a little bit. It is. I could not imagine needle in the penis, but I try to mix it up a little bit. Ouch! That'd be painful right in the head. But when you're out, what do I always say? Whores in the backseat. Sluts are selective. They are. They're more selective. You know.
On the couch.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Make love in the bed.
You betcha. Love those phrases, huh?
So how's it going? How was your Monday?
It was good. I had a good day. I had to run out to Ascani. I've been scratching my nuts all week long, and I get the oil change in the truck, and all of a sudden all hell's breaking loose. And got that. I'm a little over the 5. I get the email from the lease company. You're over. I know I'm over. Don't worry about my baby. I know. So I got that change, and I got stuff tomorrow. So a little raining here off and on here in Minnesota. It was pouring. I had to go out to the Walmart distributing center out there in Wisconsin out there and drop something off. So it was kind of a nice run today. I did 210 miles today, so it was kind of nice. So get that oil change, because I got Friday off. I'm going to the back to the. If you're ever in town, the Back to the 50 show. You know I have another channel, don't you?
Yeah, I watch it.
Okay.
Sometimes I forget to comment.
Okay, well, make a comment, like it, I appreciate whatever. I do whatever every day.
Yeah.
It comes every day. Something comes out. Me walking the railroad tracks, whatever I'm doing. I appreciate that.
I'll watch the car show one for sure.
Yeah, those are fun. I'm going to do it. So I'm going back to 50s. I'm going that on Friday. I was going to go.
Do they have the World of Wheels car shows up there?
Yes, I've gone.
Yeah, those are cool too.
I got to go to that whenever I find that, and I've gone to before. I love the car shows. I'm not saying all about cars. I know enough that I can look at it when I'm walking around. I'll tell you. Usually, I'll try to guess when I'm doing the video. I mean, I love cars. I always tell guys. I'll tell them thanks for keeping hope alive. Whenever I see a car guy, I compliment. Thanks for keeping hope alive. Appreciate it. I always like it when somebody gets a car out of a scrapyard and they build it back up again and they put it back on the street. So
yeah. And if you'll notice when you're there that a lot of the guys that own those cars are getting up there in the years.
Correct. A lot of them want to sell them too as well. And there was before the crash happened. I've been to about the 50s, maybe 15 years. And there was a guy who was selling it. It was a panel truck with a panel on it. And he tried to sell it, and then the crash, he wanted 38 for it. So after the crash, people was at the shows, he finally ended up selling it for $28,000 in 2012. I saw him, he was there. Someone offered
that was a bad time for automotive stuff.
Because someone offered him $35,000. He wouldn't take it. He didn't take it at the auction. He wouldn't take it. Before the crash, he didn't take it. He lost whatever he lost. He lost $10,000, I think, by being greedy. Because you'll never get the money out you put into it. You never will. You'll never do it. You'll never do it.
And certainly not if you pay somebody else to do that.
Right.
Stuff. I mean, those guys that spend $100,000 to get a car restored.
Right.
That better be something that you have sentimental ties with, because you're not going to get that money back.
I've seen that many, many times. I have a guy down the street has a 72, whatever the hell that thing is. It's a beautiful car, and he's on his last leg, and I don't know what he's gonna do with the car, but I can't know the hell it is.
I'm always one of the youngest guys at all the car stuff.
I love following. Let's say it's your dad who's in their 80s. You follow them, and they point things out to people. I remember when I had that car. Guys in their 80s, and they'll be pointing out.
Oh, yeah.
I love following people, listening to people tell you stories about cars. They've been around. That's why I like these videos on YouTube about cars. So anyways, you wanted to talk, when you called the Haggy Rants family, you wanted to talk to me about Carpetbagger.
So I did my homework again in case you want to talk about Carpetbagger. Did you see the rainbow grilled cheese sandwich?
That what? No.
You didn't see it?
No. When did he eat it? Did he eat it out in Hawaii?
I don't remember I don't know if it was today's video. See, I'm new to Carpetbagger.
Right.
But
I don't watch all his stuff.
For homework.
I don't watch him for all his stuff, but he loves to eat on camera. And he's a pig.
It was today's video or yesterday's video? I don't know.
I think yesterday they were eating. Yesterday they were eating on something. I happened to kind of skim through it. I think they were eating on something.
So they went to this place, and I think it's just grilled cheese sandwiches, which seems appropriate because he's like a child, right?
Yes, he's a child. He is a child.
Go to a restaurant and pay for a grilled cheese sandwich. So his sandwich was like Spam, which is a Hawaiian thing. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But Jenny Penny got a grilled cheese sandwich that is rainbow colored. On the outside, it looks normal, but the cheese is rainbow. Could you imagine how sick that would make you to eat that much food coloring?
Oh.
You have to watch it. It looks disgusting.
She
she like pulls it apart, and so the cheese is all melty, right? And it is literally like bright red, bright green, bright purple, like bright blue. I mean, it is disgusting looking. Ugh.
Yeah, I know. It's the guy is because he went to Reno and he went to Hawaii, and people were telling him that the Hawaii State Fair was canceled. So the video that he's sitting there, he acts like the world's coming to an end. He's bummed out that the state fair was canceled, like he didn't know, which people were telling him that it was canceled. So he puts the camera down, and then Jenny Penny walks toward him and gives a big hug.
Yeah, I watched that one after we talked about it last week. Well, so I have a different opinion now, because I thought maybe before, like, he knew it was canceled, but he was too cheap to book a airfare that he could change the dates on or whatever. But it's manufactured drama, so people will give him money.
See, you're right.
While he's in Hawaii, so he can do more stuff.
You're right on the nuts there. That's what he does. That's why he does that. Just like when he didn't go back to see Jenny Penny, she got that car. I guarantee they got a couple grand in money when she got to total the Karl, because that was his hand-me-down car from him.
Manufactured drama.
He does that all the time. And you
ever bravo to him, because I'm sure it worked.
Well, of course. Well, that's why you ever looked at the thumbnails? He always looks like he's like, and she's smiling. He's always got that look like, oh my God,
It's funny too, because after you said that about how slow he talks, and after how slow New York Dan talks, see, I used to work in a job where I worked with people from like all over the place, and by all over the place I mean like different countries too. So they had accents and stuff like that. So I've never had a hard time. You say that people say that you mumble. I understand you just fine, but like I can understand people with accents. I can understand all kinds of people. But so now that you pointed it out, him and New York Dan, it drives me crazy how slow they talk.
Yeah. Well, you know why people say I mumble? Because they don't like what I'm saying. They don't like what I'm saying. So
they're just not actually listening.
Yeah, they're just
passively. It's the black screen thing. They can't handle it. They can't see your face.
But they're just pissed because I speak without swearing. I lay out the facts. I make fun of people. I call people out, and they can't. So that's why I mumble. When you don't want to hear, you come to me and try to do an intervention right on me, and I just kind of go, I don't want to hear that. You're mumbling. You know what I'm saying? I take as a compliment. That means they're listening. They just don't want to hear it.
Right.
Yeah, but
Did you get to catch Karl's live stream?
I came in at the very end. He stopped it.
He got a little taste of that chat room life. Now he's going to be hooked.
Oh, were people in the chat room?
Yeah, I was. I have YouTube up on my work computer, but I usually listen to like your guys' videos. With like this, I'll listen back to it later or whatever. So I just happened to refresh like the main page, and it popped up that he was actually live. So I had to get my phone out so I could comment and tell him that I put an Andy's Mint on the pillow on the spare bed. So when he gets here, it'll be waiting for him.
Yeah, Carpetbagger. I happened to, and I got recommended by your uncle, Blindviews, and because he's returned now. He pumped out 3 videos, and he did 2 on Sarasota Tim, who he doesn't listen to. I listened to one where I can't remember what it was. At the end, he claimed he doesn't listen. It's like, yeah, okay. The old who watches other people to get his ideas. And the Carpetbagger one where he's talking about Carpetbagger, I do agree with him. People love to call people's job, but Carpetbagger was again being too friendly, telling people where he worked at. That was his biggest problem, and people have no business doing that. But that he's pissed because that's all Blindview does is he does spread hatred on people. That's all he really does. He doesn't. It's all he's a commentary channel that likes to rip on people. You know what I'm saying? That's all he does. He's above the ground.
Yeah, and when you cover a broad, he's smart. The reason he has so many subs too is he's smart because he covers such a broad it's all the nomads, and then like they'll do a Carpetbagger video every once in a while, and like the Sarasota Tim thing.
But he hasn't done
covers, so he gets a broad spectrum of haters too, right? Like he'll get casual viewers like myself,
Correct.
and then he'll get like actively hateful people that.
Well, if you
like,
go listen,
yeah, who else can I hate?
if you go listen to what's his name, Passing Through Productions, they're obsessed with Daily Woo. Okay, obsessed with Daily Woo, and you go back in his archives. Him and Dumonic, the guy you've discovered, I told you about. He went
Right.
with his wife. This is back in his. You go back, him and they go to meet Carpetbagger. So they go pick up Dumonic and somebody else, and they drive down and they have breakfast at what's that place? I can't. It's a country place. What that place is called? With the yellow, not Perkin, but whatever they have dinner, and then they go to some school where Carpetbagger is wrestling. So they're all about way back when meet and greets, meeting YouTubers. They're obsessed with YouTubers. So they go down to meet Carpetbagger. He comes out in this body suit and he starts wrestling somebody. You know what I'm saying?
You mean like WWF wrestling?
It's some low level, and he wrestles.
God.
He wrestles somebody else.
I gotta find this.
Go type in. Well, if you want to type in Carpetbagger, go down to some channel that's a Carpetbagger kind of a. There's a short of him on a horse in a store riding it. He's riding the horse. So you type Carpetbagger, you roll down, and he's got these shorts of Carpetbagger, and he's riding a horse in a grocery store like he's hanging on for dear life. Like my dog, Sammy Pomeranian, a long time ago, she used to hump a cow across our living room, and so did Chloe. Chloe started doing that. So he looks like he's humping it. So if you type in Carpetbagger and go down, you'll see a short on him. The guy, the channel is something called Carpetbagger something exposed, all right? So he's humping this thing while he's riding it. And it's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my entire life, you know? Because he's all mad at Buc-ee's because they wouldn't give him extra barbecue sauce when he was at the store.
I tried to tune into a Daily Woo video, but it's like, they were like an hour long.
Yeah, they're too long. He did.
I wasn't in the mood to.
He did
just
one,
hopping on to this person for the first time, then it's hard to jump into the middle of somebody that does that.
He did one today where it's mainly a walk and talk, boring, driving around where he's from. What the hell is that town he lives in? What the hell? Celebration. And he's showing stuff again. He's going out of town because he took the day off, but. He's, I don't mind him, but he's another one kind of talks kind of slow, talks to animals. But it's just like Tampa J now. All these YouTubers now want to have these hour shows. This is an audio. You can listen to me and you have a conversation. Okay? When I put out my adventure channel, it's a 10, 15 minute, 12 minute video. You can watch it if you want, and you can listen to it and say, whatever. But now, Daily Woo seems like a nice man, but he got rid of his Patreon because he got sick and tired of people holding over his head. Because he's a grifter. Just like beginning of the show there, that number one fan, Nomadic, said he or she is going to do a live stream behind a paywall. And, well, I've never seen you in a live stream. I said, I've been in a few of them. I don't say anything to you. So if you don't care about me, then guess what? Then I'm not going to follow you anymore, and I won't share your stuff. That's all I said to him. If you're gonna that you don't care about me because I'm a non-paying customer, that's the conversation. If you go over there, and you see my down before. I said they got mad because you're not the Rolling Stones. They're gonna do a live stream for paying for the members only. It's like what are you talking about?
Some of those YouTube channels, when they go do live stream, the only people that can comment are members.
Yeah.
Too. So to be in the chat, you have to be a member. Like for anybody to see your comment.
It's just BS. You don't have to sub. Someone just commented on my adventure channel. They found one of my dollar bills. I stamped my name on there. So.
Yeah, I saw when you do all that.
Yeah. I've had 4 or 5 people will have commented. They found one. Someone found one in Arizona the other day. Someone found one in Wisconsin. So.
That's funny.
Oh yeah. So. Anyways, but I don't hate the Carpetbagger, but it's this drama behavior with the car accident. That's why he brought it up because he knew he was going to get money. I guarantee it. They both got money right out the gate. I will guarantee it. They got money. He won't say it. He won't say anything, but he got money. But it's...
How did he get big? What was his thing that made him popular?
Well, I think it was the old days when you made videos. And I just think as he started...
when there was like less competition?
Yeah, there was less competition. I think people... And all those old subs are from way back when. And
like Boogie 2988.
Yeah, here's the whole thing. The old days, if you wanted to make troll accounts under one email, you could make as many as you want. So I think people would sub them up. Let's say I really like Carpetbagger, I'd make 20 subs for the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'd sub. And I've got a bunch of old subs on the old channel. And this show that Paul Dembski died by making poor choices. He made 3 or 4 different sock accounts to troll me. Okay, he's dead. Okay, so it's that's when he became popular. And and then he was that drunken stupor he had down there in Florida. He was drunk, yelling at people on the live stream, called people subhuman and yelling and hollering, all pissed off, and because he can't say for the trolls, because that one guy Demonic is making fun of him, you know what I'm saying, and he can't handle that, So, but because as somebody that sort of just found out about him, it's I can't see how he would grab subs, because I get that it's travel videos, but like his personality just doesn't seem like he would be appealing to like a ton of people. No,
the videos aren't really like, it's not super educational, and then he himself is just sort of a weirdo,
right? Wonder Hussy is more informational. Her 2 videos a week. If you want to listen to her, she's more.
Oh yeah, I tried to watch one of her videos where
it's tough. It can be.
Did they go to Area 51?
No, she was out in some guy who knew her, okay, a super fan in Australia, my age, invited her to Australia, paid her way the whole 9 yards, paid her flight down there, took her, and they went to this area in Australia you're not supposed to go. And there was 3 signs along the way they didn't see, and they get there to the main gate, she takes her camera out and starts filming. Okay, claims she didn't see it. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm the Wonder Hussy. I'm Carpetbagger. I'm a YouTuber. So the guy comes out and says, "Give me your phone," and they took it away from her, and she still hasn't gotten it back yet. So
I think I started to watch the video where she was talking about that, and then I got interrupted. And
she's a sweetheart, and I'll support her, but she can really be annoying. But she does give you information on something when she goes somewhere. She could do. I've told her in emails, you got to keep it to 15 minutes, because I've told her Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. So now she's behind the 8 ball, because when she was in Australia, she didn't have anything. Like, I go on vacation for 2 weeks. I have something come out every single day.
Oh, she didn't have anything in the can.
Yeah, so she has nothing really in the can. So she did a video yesterday, drinking champagne, calling out my haters. Okay, sitting somewhere in the desert. And I listened to part of it, and she's, because the city she's from, people have come to see her, and they're getting sick and tired of people my age, people coming to see one. Because on the 14th day, she had a get-together in Las Vegas at some art festival. So people went, because she's like a dog. She's learning when she has the meet and greets. Guess what's going to be in their hands? Money.
Sure.
Because her first truck. Some guy gave me a bunch of money and asked if I blew him. So somebody gave her first truck. So she kept dry bagging periodically the videos. I'd watch a few of them, how the miles were going up. So then some guy met her at the Toyota dealer in Vegas and helped her acquire the truck. So meaning somebody wrote a check for her for a truck. I'll just leave it at that. Meaning someone helped her get the truck again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It never hurts to what? Never hurts to ask.
Yeah, it never hurts to ask,
so,
right?
And I know she used to be here's what she did in Vegas. She used to be a nude model. So you would connect her on a website. You would drive her out the desert, and she'd get nude. You take pictures of her in certain areas, like abandoned properties, and you would take pictures of Wonder Hussy nude. A woman who's 5'3", looks like a penguin, no boobs, and guys would pay her $500 a shot to take pictures of the woman.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever be. At least so far in my life, I've never been so desperate that I would pay for it.
Guys were doing that. So guys still, they like when she knows how to clickbait very well too. She'll put her in a bikini on there and stuff. And I told her,
I did notice that. That's why I quit looking through her channel, because I didn't want somebody to see me at my desk. Yes, because her thumbnails are bathing suits and stuff.
Correct. She likes to clickbait people to come look, and it's like I've told her before, and she would show her feet. And I told her one day in an email, I said, don't do that, because
those are the creepiest creepers.
But they think that's a sexual fetish, and they will.
Yep.
And if somebody could go, I don't like her, could say that, and she would, because one time she got a strike because she went to a marijuana convention. She has these marijuana pills, and she was selling those, and she got a community strike, got locked up for a week. Yeah. Which I've told her in the email. I said, listen, be careful. Be careful. But I don't know. I love her dearly, and I wish the best for Carpetbagger. But let's act like a grown ass man. I mean, it's just, if you watch that one, if you type in Carpetbagger, just roll down to you'll see him sitting on a horse in a store. He's riding like he's humping it. It's just bizarre. It's bizarre. I mean, it's just
the problem with those people that quit their jobs. When you were telling me about Tampa J and stuff. So the problem is you get fast fame, or fame's not the right word, but you get easy money on YouTube because you make a couple viral videos or whatever.
Right.
And you get hooked to that lifestyle.
Correct.
There's almost no one that has been able to maintain and like sustain that money.
Right. Well,
what you should do is, when you strike and it gets hot, right? You should make some videos, have them in the can to where you're not doing anything for and write it out.
Right.
Because think about all those people you see, like, oh man, I can't remember what this channel was called. It was like a husband and wife, and they were like this. They would record themselves and whatever. It was like a family-oriented channel, and they had like a bunch of subs. And then some girl like tempted him or whatever, and he cheated on his wife, or was like maybe gonna cheat on his wife, and she caught him, and it like wrecked their channel. But she didn't have a real job. He didn't have a real job. And now you're almost unemployable when you have all this public scandal about you at that point.
Correct.
I don't know. I mean, not everybody's Mr. Beast, right? Like, not everybody's going to be able to make tons of money.
He's got a whole... One by Wonder Hussy, she does it by herself. No one does her editing, so she's by herself. You know what I'm saying? She does it. So he's got a whole army of people helping him. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but I mean, that level of success that he's had is not sustainable for
and people
99.
He's had some controversy. I've never seen a Mr. Beast video. I've seen controversy on the guy. It's like Boogie 2998. That guy is a waste of time, and he's over there in low call. That's why no one cares. Look at keep on the camera. He's at 80,000. He's slowly going downhill.
Well, and like Boogie 298, he has like 6 million subscribers, but his channel was so dead, even when he was still trying to make videos, that he was only making like $2,000 a month off of his channel.
Yeah, because he's a bold-faced little liar. When you do this content, it's that character he did. He copied Angry Grandpa. What was it called?
Francis.
Yeah, that was a copy of Angry Grandpa. That's what that was. And I don't like shouting. I don't shout on my podcast. I don't shout and scream. And it's just that shouting. I don't get that, why people like that stuff. Go watch that. Have you watched that video, Troll Under the Bridge? Have you watched that yet?
Is it the old College Humor one?
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
I've seen it.
The ending is so epic. Because I tell people, it's like just like Mighty Python, the Flowing Circus. They do one, they're talking to this guy, and he couldn't answer their question, and boom, off he goes. It kind of reminded me of Troll Under the Bridge. He was asking questions to get in, and the guy asked him which one is it, and he goes, I don't know. Off he goes, because he couldn't answer the question.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. You don't troll a troll. The whole thing is on that Troll Under the Bridge, never troll a troll. That's the ending where it is, that chick. It's the best video because it's so... That's when they were good, College Humor. They were really good. And the other video I've always liked is called The Basic Bitch. I haven't seen that one in a while. There was some troupe up in Canada that did videos, and they called The Basic Bitch. It was so good. I mean, it's my favorite. But
so I had a funny interaction with Barium Exposure the other day.
Oh, okay.
During Life and Vibe live stream, I just hopped on for a minute. I was eating my lunch, and I just hopped on there for a minute to see what she was talking about, and I saw him in the comments. So I said, "Hi Barry, I like your new haircut." Because in that video he posted in his Detroit Rock City Tampons jersey, he had got a haircut.
Yeah.
And I just said, "Hey, I like your haircut." Right?
Yeah.
Benign. I don't have anything, just a benign comment, just to see, right? You know how it is.
Yep.
Sometimes you throw the reel out and then you reel in the bait.
Correct.
Well, I just wanted to see what he would say. So later I went back and I was going through the comments. I didn't watch the whole video. It's like 3 hours long. I'm not going to sit there.
I know. That's too long.
I was looking at the live comments to try and figure out what she was talking about, because I am curious about this JJ stuff. But anyway, at some point in time, he made a comment to me, and I can't remember what it was now, but it was like something about me and you. It wasn't like it was just a really kind of a vanilla comment, but I didn't respond. So like 30 minutes later, he makes another comment where he says, "Looks like I ran Casey Grits off," and then he used like a emoji that's like an explosion. And it was so funny because he thought whatever he said, which was even what he said was like it was just something dumb, like you and Cowpote or something, or Cowpote's whipping boy, I think was what he called me.
Yeah, you're my whipping boy. You're my whipping
I think that's what he said was like, "Look, it's Cowpote's whipping boy," actually, is what I think he said. So, which, in the grand scheme of internet trolling, it is kind of funny. Like, I like that he was playing along. I wish I could have seen it. But he said, "Looks like I ran him off." And what's hilarious is Life and Vibe read his comment that says, "Looks like I ran off Casey Grits." And so he got the satisfaction that she noticed him. And she said, "Was there someone named Casey Grits in here causing problems?" Oh my gosh. So I'm so happy for him, right?
Yeah.
That happened, because he's been taking L's in this whole thing. So at least in his mind, he ran me off and got a win.
Yeah,
I'm glad I can
good old Mr. Dirty Deleting, Mr. Tampon. Yeah, Detroit. You like that Detroit Tampons? That's what I call them.
Detroit Tampons. Yeah, I'm glad that I was able to give him a win, because maybe now he'll keep playing.
Yeah, I'll run off.
So
I'm gonna run off, and I couldn't. She does these long ass streams. See, that's bitching, and because I had. I don't know if you listened to one yesterday. I had. You want me to call Karl? He said he actually said
no. I got to get off here in a minute.
No problem. We'll continue on. I'll call Karl if I'm done here. Not a big deal. But Karl actually said he read today. He read the local paper.
Good. Yeah, I told him that I have a subscription to it, so when he gets kicked out and he has to move in here, I'll be able to help him out. So.
Well, I told him, read, travel, meet people. I did when we had Mark on yesterday, and we were having some fun, and I'm like, and he didn't know about the shooting up here in Minnesota. He didn't know about it. And
I know. So many people, they just don't want to read the news, and I get it, but it's important that you do, because that's how stuff gets slipped by, is because people just keep their head in the sand.
My wife,
I get it, but
my wife still reads the oh God, what's that? It's a paper up by Little Falls. She still reads what goes on in her community. I see it up on the computer.
Sure.
She reads, even though she's been in the Twin Cities for 40 years. Her mom and dad are both gone, and she still reads Morrison County. She still reads it, and she's I follow the Facebook group of like the town that I'm from, just because I'm curious what's going on there. You're there. You want to understand what's going on, and whenever we travel, let's say I'm going through Kansas City for some reason, and I'm in KC for a couple days or a small community, I like to get the local paper and see what's going on in that town. When we drove down the Oregon. I used to be a Lakeshore News here in town. It's gone. I used to read the DWI report on my podcast, Who's the Imbecile of the Show. I'd read out the DWI people. I'd say, okay, this guy got pulled over, and this was his name, and I'd read it all the time. But
when I'm on vacation, I watch the nightly news of the local nightly news of whatever city I'm in.
Well, prime example, we were in St. Martin. The guy up on the hill over there at the grocery store, I told him to buy me a paper, give me the Pioneer Press and the USA Today. So I read them when I got back, just to kind of see what was going on, because I felt out of place when I was in St. Martin. I didn't get a chance to read any paper. You know what I'm saying?
I bet.
So I
all right, buddy.
Okay, you gonna head out? Okay. Well, thanks.
Yeah, I gotta run.
Thanks for coming on, my friend. I appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, there he goes. Casey Grits got chased away. appreciate coming on. It's called Karl. Karl actually read. Oh, let me see here. Let me see if they no, he gets punked by his going live. Yes, I am. Yes, we did. Yeah, we did. She made Casey Grits made one about the hate comments. Probably listen. But yeah, what the hell? Okay, let's go. Let's it's your 20th birthday. Whoa, over on the Adventures. Wow, I didn't know that. 20 years, huh? Wow. 20 years I've been on YouTube. I didn't know that. Oh my goodness. It's called Karl. Karl? Let's see here. No Karl. No Karl. But Karl said that he actually read the paper. That he actually did something substantial. And I guess Mr. Magoo went bowling. Sarasota Tim threw some strikes out, I guess. Oh, YouTubers 20. Let's see. Let me see. You're losing the head. What's this? It's your 20th birthday, okay, YouTube, and follow the celebration of VidCon from home. 20 years of unlocked new possibilities, enhancing your creative with AI, going live to your community. No, I don't need AI. No. I don't need that. Behave. More ways to earn. I don't worry about making money. Join us in person. You get ready for an in-person celebration worth 2 decades of waiting. Visit YouTube's Creator Lounge and Festival Space again. Insights, all keynotes, panels, and YouTube experts and fellow creators and yourself in the action. Fun surprise all weekend. See full agenda here. Okay. No, I don't need to make more money. I'm fine. But I guess, what's his name, went bowling. Sarasota Tim threw out some strikes, I guess. Again, I've talked before, and I'll talk about it again. I don't get it, man. But if he continues to make those strikes, he just could lose his channel a bit. If they fight those off, then he's screwed. Because I had listened to a video on that behavior, and I know Carpegger went through that stuff where he was giving out strikes. If you would make fun of the carpetbagger, he would strike your channel. It's like he doesn't get it, man. Like the Daily Woo, you know? He gets it. He lets people talk about him. He's going somewhere out of the country, I think, today. So he's going somewhere. And just, you know, so, but I guess he went bowling and he threw some strikes out of people. And I guess, you know, I don't get that, but I don't understand that behavior. But I guess some people just love to throw out strikes. But Blindviews, that's why you see that. He put a third video up about Tater. I did listen to Tater one. He was down there at Buc-ee's in Mississippi. I listened to, I was in the background. I was listening to them. I saw it come up. I got to figure listen to it. And he went to Buc-ee's in Mississippi, where it's these big platforms. I guess they ran out of gas, so the Buc-ee's did. It's not. I don't know what the big deal is. I guess you're building in Atlanta. One thing about it, up in Minnesota, you have to have a very big platform for a Buc-ee's, mainly on the highway somewhere. And I get Mississippi or other cities, but they're going to build them. I don't know. I saw the article on that where they're doing with the Buc-ee's, and he was all excited, and you know they have all that stuff. And I know that Carpetbagger and Jenny Penny think Buc-ee's is the greatest thing in the world. I get it. If I went to one, to me, I'd do a video, walk around, show. But here's my experience at a Buc-ee. But I'm not going to go out of my way to to roll into a Buc-ee's and act like it's, when everybody else was there and walk around. And I know that Yankee in the South, those people go to Buc-ee's all the time. And the big thing now on the YouTubers, Tampa J and Chris, the girl, they're going to Dolly World. That's a Dolly, where the hell it is in Tennessee. It's a big thing opening up. I know Yankee in the South were there, and they were there. Chris, the girl, was there, and buying stuff. It's her, and she had to mention it's her birthday, so guess what she's going to get? She's going to get gifts for her birthday. So whatever it is, they'll, whatever, if they have a P.O. box yet, so I don't know, but it never, like I said, it never hurts to ask, man. It just never hurts to ask, so it's just interesting to say the least with this behavior going on, but I don't know, it's just, I don't know. But going bowling, but it's good to see Karl actually reading the paper in his neighborhood and being educated and understanding what a grown-ass man should do, so we can have a conversation about something. I said, listen to my young ass. Not that I'm always right. And you can read your local paper, USA Today. I love reading USA Today. It's my favorite paper to read. I remember me and my mom were at the Government Center when it first publication. They interviewed us. We were sitting in the Government Center. She was out after a court case, and I remember saying it's my favorite paper. I don't think I've missed maybe one or two publications. I've always read it. If I can travel, I love reading the paper. I just do. I'll meet people. I love information, whatever the hell's going on in any city. Like I said, if I was in KC, at the airport, I'll pull out. If I'm in New York airport, I always pull out if I'm in Nevada or something, read their local paper, get national news. It just, I'll never forget that one time when let me see here. One time when here in Minnesota, that little falls a good 10, 12 years ago. And it was Thanksgiving. He was waiting in the basement of his house. His two kids were 15 or 16 were breaking into his house. He's downstairs waiting for him. And it was all over the news for 2 years about the court case. We were talking about in the break room. And the dispatcher would go, "What are you guys talking about?" And I looked at the guy and go, "What do you mean?" "Well, I've never heard it before." I go, "Where do you I get all my news on Yahoo?" And well, it's like I said, my last one with my brother. It said the pill popping pig Rush Limbaugh and the brainwasher Sean Hannity don't live in Minnesota. They don't live here. But some just don't want to educate themselves and read. I get you want to go far left or far right and make your decision, and you get brainwashed by the hunch Donald J, who doesn't know how to wave. He's up getting embarrassed up there in Canada. The guy told him they had to cut him off. Started talking about gangs and whatever else, just mumbling and rambling on. So that's the hunch for you, Donald J. But it's too bad that I have to educate a grown-ass man about things in this country because he wants to put his head in the sand. I'm not here to slam Karl. He seems like a nice man, but I'm glad that he's actually reading something and educating himself. And because people here on YouTube, like the night guy, Evil Anus and Dave and all the other idiots, all they do is they live stream and they bitch at each other, and they don't, whatever the only reason they know about maybe something happens, they see it in their feed. They wouldn't go out and search something, and they see it on YouTube, not in a paper. They don't know how to read and pick something up and pay attention. I like to be an independent person. I can go either way. I can vote Republican if they fit my core values, but I'm a libertarian. I believe you want to smoke geef, you want to play for prostitution, pay for it. But when you get that needle in the penis, ouch, then you have a problem. You want to like Paul Dembski, who passed away. He was a pill popper, and I told him many times in the podcast. I used to give him crap all the time. I used to troll him during live streams, and I told him I was going to take him to gay 90s in Minnesota and break his cherry, and he was very homophobic. And I told him I was going to take it on the gay 90s and get him airtight. And he used to get all upset in the chat room, just started yelling at me on Talk Shoe, the mighty, mighty big shoe, Talk Shoe. And I told him, you will die of an overdose. I don't drink. Well, like I said, Felix the cat came into my live stream about 5 years ago and said the obituary. I clicked on it, and there it was. Paul Dembski died of an overdose. He mixed alcohol with his pills. He popped for his pills. He died making poor choices. Great guy. I mean, My favorite audio he ever did. He had a pig called Bo, and he's doing a live stream on Spreaker, right? And Bo the pig comes into his room and just starts trashing the room, and he's yelling and hollering. His lovely wife Mabel, I think, sweet of a lady, is yelling, Bo, Bo. The pig's just tearing, and Paul Dembski is just yelling and hollering at the pig. That was my favorite live stream. It was just hilarious. Bo the pig destroying Paul Dembski's house. But it's good to have Casey Grits on to talk about Carpetbagger, and I get it, man. And his behavior's going on, but that's the way he is, man. With Jenny Penny, the housekeeper over there in Hawaii, and trying to listen to Wonder Hussy, and she's more educational. I get it. She's not. I mean, she's not going to be your type, but again, I'm not going to pay to take pictures of a nude body out in the middle of the desert. Here you go, Hussy. Put this outfit on. Okay, smile. Show me your snatch. Click, 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 click. And she does calendars that she sells. I make my own calendar, but I don't think people pay for my calendar. Carolyn Arvita is the same thing. She sells calendars. No one cares. I'm not going to Wonder Hussy calendar in my office. No. Okay? People like to sell that stuff. I mean, if I was selling a hat or a shirt, it'd be all about a charity. I give a hats and shirts. I used to give a lot of them away. I don't buy in a long time. But it's too bad that Sarasota Tim has gone bowling. It's too bad. Let's see what the hell, Karl? What the hell's going on with you, man? Let's see the Karl. One more chance on Karl. Karl? Hang on a second. See some here. What's this? Old man A and C.
Is Blindviews going financially broke? Who knows? He's already got 4 videos out today.
Yep.
He's like a Sarasota Tim, isn't he?
Yep.
Wow, he's riding off the coattails of everybody. Riding off Sarasota Tim. Yeah, but remember, he doesn't watch him.
Yep.
He doesn't watch. He goes over and he reads the title, and that's it.
Yep.
But he'll still make a whole video on him. Oh, yeah, he will. Then he's riding on the coattails of JJ and Life and Vibe, and now Morgan and Pneumatic Fanatic. Oh, yeah, he's riding that horse all the way. I think it's more like a jackass he's riding is what it is. Man, I'm telling you. Oh, he was off for a couple days, and he's just cranking them out.
Yep.
4 in one day.
Yep.
Ooh, boy. Maybe he's jealous because Life and Vibe, she's going pretty good there. And, Pneumatic Fanatic, he's really bringing him up. Then he complains about Mikey up here in Concho again.
Yeah.
Concho again.
I just shared on Twitter.
There's no real content there. Yep. I tell you what. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what a time. I guess you're struggling over there since Trump came into office, huh? Yeah, that guy, he had a pretty sore parade, didn't he? Only about 10,000. Then the King Day parade, no King Days. Yeah, we had 3.
Oh, I got Karl here. Karl.
Hey, what's up?
I was just listening to Old Man Nation. He did a video in his car about your uncle. Blindviews pumped out 4 videos today, so I was just listening to his short.
Just put up a video. Like I do, Tim, I just did one on Blindviews.
Did ya? What'd you say?
It's going up right now. Oh, that he's creeping on all the ladies and ladies in his intro, and then each video is like 5 minutes, so it's basically point, shoot, and click.
Yeah.
With something on the front and something on the back. Can't take more than 20 minutes to do that.
Yeah, because I listened to the one about title it Blindviews Goes Bowling, and about the striking, okay? And I saw the other ones. I'm like, I don't need to see all those. You know what I'm saying? And I saw the why. I don't think I listened to one about Tater. I think I just saw the title. So, he...
Yeah, I listened to him so I could critique him. I took notes.
Yeah, he returned. Blindviews returned after us ripping on him yesterday. He returned. Boom, boom, boom. I'll go to the lights.
Yeah. And so I went after him like I do Timmy. I said, accuse him of being one-dimensional. And he says, I'm one-dimensional, so let's try being two-dimensional.
I had Casey Grits on before he called in, so I talked to him for a little bit. So
Yeah, that's why I called in, because I thought Casey'd be on. I did a live just to practice.
Yeah, he called in. He goes, he had to get going, so I said that's fine. It was kind of me and him had a conversation, so we talked a little about Carpegger, and so I see, I was going to title it Karl Reads. So you told me you actually read a paper. Is this hearsay and lies, or is it truth? You're
Yeah, I forgot about it. No, there was a free. No, it was free. Okay, so
of course it's free.
I don't get credit for buying it, but it was free, and I'm like, I'm going to sit here, and we had breakfast, and they had a free paper. So I'm like, I'm going to read the paper, so I can tell Cowpote that I read the paper.
A good friend of mine worked at International Hair Goods. His name is Kevin, and he goes, I like eating lunch with you, Cowboy, because you like to read the paper. And so we would go to lunch together, and I'd give him the beast that we would read the paper while we were eating at a buffet. So we would just sit there and eat and read. You know what I'm saying? He goes, I love reading the paper with you, because he goes, you read. So.
It's funny because the town that I'm in, I'm friends with the person that used to be the federal court judge.
Right.
He got his nomination from the Senate. He got unanimous. He didn't have one person vote against him.
Really?
He's pretty proud about that. But anyway, now he's retired from that because he's the president of our local university.
Right.
And that local university is being sued by a bunch of professors that they let go. And it's in the court that he used to be in.
Oh, really?
So it's all kind of fun because I know all that stuff. But it doesn't really change anything. I can't do anything about it. It doesn't affect my life at all, but I know about it.
You being a lawyer, my next neighbor, the next neighbor, he lives over, I can't remember where that country is, but my next neighbor bought a boat, right? And it was a repo boat, and they gave him a 30-day warranty on it, and he only had it for like 3 weeks, and there was something wrong with it. They weren't going to fix it, so I sent my next door neighbor an email over there, and I can't remember that country is, and I said, I need you to shoot off an email to this company with your letterhead. And he goes, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, if you have a choice, either you fix the boat or take it back, or there'll be litigation. Guess what happened? They came and got the boat yesterday. And he goes, what'd you do? And I go, I said, I just called back a favor. The guy who used to own this house is a very good, prominent lawyer, and he lives over, I can't remember the hell that town is, that country is called. He goes, unbelievable. The guy called me up, and we'll be over here within the hour. Because I told him, I said, I'll email somebody who used to have this house, the guy you dealt with, Greg. He goes, yeah. I go, he's a lawyer. So
doesn't vote stand for something like buy another $100 or something like that?
But I don't know. I have no idea. But he just did the email. He goes, I can't promise anything. I said, well, just send it over to him with your. He works for a prominent law firm here in town, but he lives over in another country. You know what I'm saying? So he does, and he does pro bono. Really nice man. So. Because when he got laid off from the other one place, they gave him like a 2-year severance, so it was like $500,000 a year. So for 2 years, he did a shitload of pro bono, and then he decided to go over to that country over there. I said, just do me a favor, and could you do it? I said, the guy bought the boat for $25,000, and they're effing with him. He goes, I'll see what I can do. So he sent it over an email, on the company, and said, if you don't take this boat back or fix it, you will get a lawsuit. So the guy came and got it. He goes, instead of fixing the damn thing and making yourself look good, it's just like prime example. Okay, Sue Wylde, they asked, we had a pizza the other day, and she said, we don't want it till 7 o'clock because we were getting the new dog, right? And she said 7 o'clock we'll be home. They dropped it in front of our house at 6:30, right? Okay, so they emailed her, hey, how was the meal? And she said, listen, we said 7, we got it at 6:30. That's all she said. So in the mail, we got a coupon for a free large and pop, which we didn't ask for, but what we did, we went back and we said, listen, we don't need a large. We appreciate the medium, and we don't need a large. You know what I'm saying? But she just responded to the email, hey, listen, next time, make sure it's 7 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? We said 7, not 6:30. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
but they gave us a free meal.
You don't want a friend that's a boat.
What?
You don't want to own a boat. You want to have a friend that owns a boat.
Right. Well, that's what boat stands for. Bust out another 1,000.
That's what I thought. I knew it stood for something like that.
Yeah, bust out another 1,000. I mean, I have the party barge up at the cabin, but it gets used all the time by the family. And my next neighbor up there takes it all the time because they don't really have one. They go, sure, take it out. Just don't run it aground like my brother did. He had to pay for a brand new motor because he ran it aground.
Yeah.
So I said, no, they use it. It gets used more times than I do. You know, they use it all the time. And so my brother goes up there to my sister. We'll go up there with my niece and nephews. It's a family cabin. So they go up there all the time. It's a party barge. I put a grill on it. They can cook fish on it and the whole 9 yards. I mean, if I'm gonna boat down here in the cities, I'm gonna use it, not just put it in my front yard and then take it out once in a while. But he sent what the hell is that country called again now? What the hell? I know I've seen it on my maybe if it's him listening to me or not. I can't remember. A lot of people are moving to that country. What the hell was that country called? Now let me see. I think
Belize.
What?
That's where you go. Belize. That's where you go if you've committed a crime and you don't want to get extradited.
No, hang on. I'm just got to be signed into my account here once in a while. I will kick you out for fun.
St. Martin.
No, St. Martin. No, he's over. I can't remember what it's called. Let me see. I know I've seen it before on my. I don't know if it's him or not. United Kingdom, not United Kingdom. What the hell was he? God damn it! I can't remember where the hell was that now. Might be the.
Cam?
What?
It's the one I did a video this morning. I couldn't remember Camo Day because I was doing without notes.
I can't remember now what the hell is that country, because Wonder Hussy went there one time too as well. A long time ago. I remember she went there and she had said something. I'm like,
Philippines?
No. It's a lot of people go to the country. Hang on a second. God damn, what the hell is that?
Well, where the hell on the
New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
He lives in New Zealand, and he lives in Ackerland, so maybe that's him listening to my NFL podcast, because that's where he moved to, Ackerland, and he's a big bike. That might be him listening, but he's in New Zealand, so I shot him off a thing to say, hey, can you do this for me? It's the guy that bought your house, and he's getting screwed, you know? So he shot the letter off, and they came, and he goes, what'd you do? He goes, it reminded me, he goes, I watched the Green Book on your suggestion when he got thrown in jail, and the guy called, I think who the guy called, he called the Kennedy or something, he got thrown from jail. And I go, well, I know people who are lawyers, and I said, sometimes a letter to somebody will work, sometimes it won't. And I said, I think you're getting screwed here. I said, if that was my boat, I'd say, I'll fix it. Whatever you need. Because I don't want it back. It was a repoed boat. I'll fix it. You know what I'm saying? When I do any welding on anything, I guarantee my welds. If something goes wrong, I will drive to your house and fix it myself.
Yeah.
That's what I get.
Well, that's why I said if you can't do business on a handshake, the amount of pages in the contract aren't going to make a difference.
Well, Prince did that all the time, and what's his name? God, he did. Merv Griffin did a lot of stuff on handshakes. He wrote what the hell is Wheel of Fortune on a napkin, and the concept of it. And he did this, and he would handshake. He was big on that. He was big on handshakes and lawyers. That's all the old comedians, all those Steve Martin, those guys. They would negotiate it, shake hands, and take care of the lawyers. That's what they would do. They would shake hands on a handshake. Prince did that a few times. Handshake deals. You know what I'm saying? Or Prince would give someone the song. Here, you can have it. Do what you want with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the way deals. I mean, that's, the way it works with some people. But some people, it's just, I listen to Liz Amazing. These people getting screwed, spending $25,000 on these RVs, and they get screwed. They won't take them back. They won't. It's just, I watch those videos. You get pissed. It's just it just drives me insane.
Well, you build stuff. There's no way you can build a good RV for $25,000.
Right. I mean, but they're using after
and make a profit.
Correct. People will pay for good stuff. It's like a good steak, right? I've been to many steakhouses. I'll pay for good steak. I mean, again, when I cooked, I made sure it was done right. I mean, it was just perfect. But guess what? I gave you and your wife an omelet. It was done correctly. I think I told this story before. We worked at the 494 Perkins many years ago, and there was two ladies at the time that probably long passed, and they would come to mine and they go, Cowboy, you're two moms, and they'd sit in booth 10 right across from me, and I'd roll them. I'd make two egg omelets for them, 3 little pancakes and hash browns and granny omelets, and they always sent me $1 back because they came to that store because guess what? I made them their omelet they wanted. You know what You know what I'm saying? They came there every Sunday when I was working because guess what? I simply took the time to roll 2 omelets and I'd say, give me 6 little pancakes, please. My grandmas are in the building. No problem, Cowboy.
The Perkins we have in town had a chef like that where we didn't know him, but there were people that would know him, and he'd come out, he'd talk to him and stuff.
Yep.
And the place was full of people. And then when they didn't have somebody like that, there might be 6 or 7 people more.
Well, I've always said food's very emotional. It's a very emotional thing for people to eat a good. I love to be able to have let's say me and you have a breakfast shop somewhere you live, and we just have like Hoagie's in downtown Hopkins is 6 a.m. to 2, and they have a great breakfast. Okay, and me and you have a breakfast nook. We're open from 6 a.m. to 11, and we make just breakfast. You know what I'm saying? And then people love a good breakfast. You've seen me do the Monte Crisco, the Monte Combo. Perkins used to have the Monte Combo on the menu, and I worked with Nicola Perkins. It's long gone, and Don McConkey was my boss, and just a great guy. And he always told me, Cowboy, don't be afraid to make the old stuff on the menu. People will soon die off. And I was working with Nicola Perkins, and someone comes to the window and goes, hey, do you know how to make a Monte Combo? And I go, yeah. And she goes, he'll make it. He's from the Don McConkey tree. He'll make the damn thing. And I made it. And the lady came in every Thursday night when I worked for what she come in for? That Monte Crisco.
Yeah.
She came in every night with her son, and she goes, Cowboy, your Monte Crisco lady's here. Like, okay, no problem. And we'd charge him whatever the meal was, and she was not fine. We'd put it under something else. Whatever. Bottom line, she came in for like 6 months until she moved away or something. Monte Crisco Thursday night, she'd come in. And one night I wasn't there, and no one would make it. But I would make stuff for customers. The old egg ecstasy was on there. It was an egg and a piece of toast with bacon and tomato. And I knew how to make that because it was an original meal. It's like the little Cowpote and the lick chick. I would make it because I knew it from the old menu. And people wanted, I'd make it for them. It's like, it's not a big deal to give them satisfaction. So it's just dumb, that people can't do that kind of behavior. But I don't know. But well, it's good to hear you reading, and it's good to see your uncle is back in the saddle, pumping out 4 videos. So you took a run at him, huh? Well, you're going to really piss off the king when you do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you're already after him. He already hates me. So what does it matter?
Well, you die on your feet, man. You die on your feet, man. That's good, man.
I didn't go after him. The only thing I went after him a little bit personally from, but it's not personal, was that maybe his views would be a little bit better if he put sleeves on.
Well, I listened to that one Carpetbagger one where he was bitching 7 years ago when he was in his mohawk, and I got recommended to me, that I'm always spreading hate. Well, that's all you do is spread. Your whole thing is pissing on about people. That's your whole one-trick pony. You bitch about other YouTubers. I'll talk about you YouTubers, but that's all you do, man, is piss and moan about people. That's all you do.
I made a point about him. He said JJ is now getting a good channel. He doesn't know how successful JJ's channel was before. I'm like, that's just a bold-faced lie, Mr. 8 years on YouTube, back with the mohawk in the YouTube jungle in the YouTube basement.
Yep.
You know exactly. You can look and know exactly what someone's channel is.
Hey, I guess I got an email. I've been on YouTube for 20 years. I guess 20 years. I'm happy for myself. That's great. 20 years I've been on YouTube. And it's like, I can. You see my adventure channel. I walked around in that cemetery. You saw that. That's just walking around, looking at stuff in the cemetery, walking the railroad tracks. But at least,
for him to come out and say, "Oh, I have no idea how successful his channel was before," it's such a bold-faced lie. and I looked in the comments. Nobody calls him out about it. Like, dude, that's a total lie.
Yeah, well, see, I love the word bull-faced lie because I love saying to people, Karl, that's a bull-faced lie. You joke around, but he'll say because he won't be called out until because it's what did I say on my video? It's a one-way street with him. And then people that don't get challenged get used to them just being able to say whatever they want. Correct. So that's why he doesn't like me because I'm continually here. And you've come to my side, and Mark comes on, and you call him out without vulgarities, and you call him out, and he can't handle that I can talk with music in the background. I'm not a troll in the room. I'm an actual person, and I call him out for what he is. I don't hate the guy, but his whole concept is just pissing him on about people and then stalking women.
Yeah.
I saw the
And
video.
I'm like, it doesn't matter what side you're on. I like people that are on both sides.
Correct.
And I don't like people that are on both sides.
Right.
So it doesn't have anything to do with, well, if you're on this side, I'll like you. But if you're on that side, I won't. I'm not that kind of person.
Did you see the one he said? He goes, I don't watch him. I watch other people. Baloney, you liar. He continues to go with that behavior. Just admit you watch the guy. I'm sorry, man. I don't watch Tim. I've seen 2 videos of the guy. I can listen to you.
And within 24 hours of something he does, even before other people put it up, he's putting stuff up.
Yeah.
So how is that possible?
Yeah, I know. It's just because he made that statement a long time ago. Like I rarely have a beer. I mean, I don't get drunk. But like me saying, I don't drink at all. But then I'm drinking a beer on camera. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't smoke cigar, but I'm smoking. Like I said, I'm not a drinker to the point of getting drunk. I'll have a beer once in a while, but I don't get drunk. You're not going to see me drunk on screen ever. Okay, Karl, ever. You're never going to see me drunk because I don't drink.
Yeah, I don't drink that often also, but if I want to, I can. And I got beers in my fridge, but they've been there a while.
Right. If you came to my house tomorrow, I'd say, hey, I'll bring you in a granny. We'll have a granny together. That'd be about it. I can barely choke on a beer. To me, I'd rather have a shot of blackberry brandy with you in a bar. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather say, give me and him a blackberry brandy. What do you got for brandy? Let's give me and Karl here a shot of brandy. That'd be enough for me. A nice little shot. When I'm in Vegas playing blackjack or something, I may have, I call the pineapple screwdrivers. I like them because they didn't any vodka. We were in Vegas last time, so I had a pineapple one. I always say, give me 80% pineapple and 10% screwdriver. I mean, vodka or pineapple. I enjoy. I mean, 80%. Yeah, whatever. But the point is, I'm saying I don't drink, but then all of a sudden, about 6 months later, I'm doing a live stream in Vegas. I'm stumbling along. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
yeah, maybe I'll do that tomorrow when I'm at the bar watching the hockey game.
I tell you what, Florida took a.
I gotta pay to stream it. Why not just go to a bar and pay for drinks?
Exactly.
Watch it.
Yeah, that's. But I'm glad you called him out. That's going to piss him off, and you're going to have people come over and say stuff to you, and that will come up on the live stream on Thursday when he does his Thursday. If someone says something.
I get a lot of people. Whenever I talk about it, I get a lot of people that are real. They're on my side, good commenters that say, I don't like these. I don't really want to hear about Blindviews.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, no, that's fine.
And I say, I'm sorry, but he interests me, so I want to talk about him. And I put Blindviews right in the title, so it's like there's no clickbait.
Right. No, absolutely. Because he, like I said yesterday in the live stream, and I was right. He waits till Tim does something or Tater, and then he'll put it out or something. He took a couple days to watch stuff and then decided to do a video. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't leave the house, and it's what he does. He just watches people for content and then comments.
Well, my favorite is Blindviews quote. Sarasota Tim doesn't have anything to do today, and he's got all day to not do it. And then I'm like, well, Blindviews, how's that any different from you? You've got all day to do nothing and all day to do it. It's exactly the same.
Exactly. I got to find time to do my videos. You know what I mean? Like, you've seen in the car a few times. All of a sudden, I'll have a chance to do it. I mean, I got to find time to do my videos. And she's took the new dog in. She has worms. She took her to take her in to get her shots, for worms or whatever. So, I mean, but.
Yeah, we're working in a full-time job.
Right. Exactly.
And doing stuff.
But he's just.
And then I said it's nice to have friends like Casey Grits, because I'm like, if the shit hits the fan, I can pack up and I got a bedroom I can go over.
Oh, you said that?
Yeah, and I'm like, it's cool to have friends like that. I'm probably 90%, 99%, I would never take them up on it, but it's cool. But there's someone out there that offers that. So
yeah, because that's funny.
Everything goes to crap.
I put that in the notes. That's kind of taken now a different life of its own, so it's kind of funny. I guess Casey Grits was in a live stream with Mighty Python, and Barium Exposure was in there, and he made a comment to him, and he left and came back, and Barium Exposure said in there, "Oh, look, I chased Casey Grits off." Like he chased him off because he left the live stream to go do something. So
Monty Python was talking about him like he's an unfriendly.
Oh, come on.
And so I was trying to tell her he's not unfriendly. He's just a challenger.
Just be happy. He's a listener, woman. Enjoy the listen. He's giving you a view. Okay?
He's got his own opinion. He's not just a brown shirt.
Yeah, he's not a brown shirt. So she doesn't understand that. I mean, I don't. You listen to Casey Grits. He's a listener on all. He listens to everything. He comes on my show, gives his opinion, and he has a voice behind the account. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's. I don't know why. Well, that's
I mentioned that too. I don't know about Squirrel Bowl parodies, but Atomic Sage and Darling, that's not their voice.
Right.
They're having it read by a computer.
Correct.
So we don't know what they really sound like.
Right. You can see what
we don't know if they're really male or female.
Correct. It's just like I told that one person Tater's biggest fan, and he or she, I think it's a he, is going to do a live stream for their what do you want to call them, their members. And I said, you're not Rolling Stones, so I don't care. I've never seen a live stream. I've been in your live stream before. I've been in a few of them. I didn't say anything, but I was there, and I said, guess what? You don't care about me. Guess what's going to happen? Then I'm not going to listen to you anymore. I unsubscribed because I've shared all their stuff. I'm just saying, you're not the Rolling Stones. She wants to do a live stream for their members only. They care about the show and give me pay for what? I'm sorry, but you did your live stream today. That was for whoever wanted to listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, indifference hurts more than hate.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever, man.
I mean, if someone hates you, at least they got feelings for you.
Right.
If someone's indifferent, they just don't give a shit that you're on this planet.
Well, like Debbie Daly said, when they talk about you, they care about you. And people just rip on her all the time. And, it's just like, okay, you go do your little thing. I was just, I just said, I'll unsub you. I'm just making a point that you're not the Rolling Stones. You're strangling the chicken to improve production when you do that stuff, when you do members only. That's all you're doing. It's just like Archie's Bar way back in my drinking days in the 80s. Main Street bars down the street, right? So what they would do at night when the band would come on, he'd raise his drinks by a quarter, 50 cents. So you came in, that's how he made money, because people would just come walking in, and he upped his drinks to make his money to pay for the band. There was never, ever a cover charge. So that's how he made his money in the band, by people buying drinks and joining the band. So let's say me and you walked in, each had one beer, maybe two, and we'd leave. Well, we gave the bar $2 extra. That's how we do. He'd raise the drinks. There's no paywall to walk into that bar ever. No one I knew ever.
Yeah. The only thing I somewhat disagree with is if you think of the super chat as giving someone a tip.
Right.
Like if someone's playing a guitar on the street and you throw $1 in their guitar case.
But that he gets the whole thing, and I get that. I've done that before.
Yeah. That's the only argument I can see where that one would. But
when I was in St. Martin, they had a guy up there playing guitar in the band. They had a tip. I gave him $5, and he goes, "Thank you," because I was listening to the show while we were eating, and they were like a kind of a Caribbean band. It was a 3-man band. I walked up, showed him the $5, and put it in, and said thank you, and walked away. I sat there for 20 minutes and enjoyed but that he gets the full $5.
Yeah,
I'm not.
And the other side of that argument would be we get paid through AdSense, so
right.
We don't need extra.
Right.
So it'd be like if the bar was paying the band to be there, you don't need to give them extra because they're already paid.
Right. I
guess. I don't know. I can see both sides of it.
No, I totally understand. But it's just I'm not going to be doing that. I don't get it. But I just made the comment to that person that if you ever seen the one where they Tater's the biggest fan, has a high pitched voice, and they do it. It's with a what do you want to call it?
He screams a lot
with the puppets.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I don't like it because he screams a lot.
Yeah, that's I don't listen to it.
I don't want to listen to someone screaming.
Right. I don't listen to it with the headsets on because it's screaming. You're right, absolutely. So I don't listen with my headsets on. I won't do it. I mean, I've supported the person, but I'm not going to. If you're going to be sarcastic to me because I've made a simple comment, I'm sorry, but you lost a sub, and I won't listen anymore because I share their stuff. I share his stuff on Twitter and like it. So. Whatever, I'm not gonna. It's no loss to me, and no loss to him. But I
love his joke where he says, "You give Tater money, And in turn, taters help.
Yes, exactly. I know. That's classic. I know that's good. Yeah. Good old Tater. So
I don't know if that's his, but I love that joke.
yeah. Well, it's what Tater is. You help him when he has links down below and whatever else, and whatever. So
Yeah.
that whole behavior going on. But well, that's cool. You took us. What'd you title your video? What'd you say?
I think it's like Blindviews with his ladies, and then I have a little salsa dancer.
Did you see? did you see the chick here from Minnesota? She put a video out that she's struggling.
Yeah. I think I watched that, but I don't think she's struggling that much.
Yeah, it's But she's another one who's done like 3 different electrical bikes videos. 3 different ones.
Yeah, and they don't do very well. None of them have gotten more than 1,000 views.
Yeah, and then she'll just sell it. So I don't know why. You're not going to see me doing one of those.
No, it's not worth it. It's easier I could work in a day and make more money than I'd have to do twice as much work to make half the money.
Right.
What would be the point? And
Right.
just like doing that Amazon affiliate.
Yeah. It's,
Have to blabble that in every video and explain it to everybody?
Correct.
And get $80 a
well,
month?
your uncle, Blindviews, well, I had that grill. I would have made a lot of money because people like that grill. It's like, I don't need to go through your affiliate. When I'm looking for something, I know what I want. I don't need to go through your affiliate, okay? I know what the hell I'm looking for, I don't need to go through you, because it's the wish list I've seen. What's her name? Wandering Gypsy has a wish list of all the stuff she wants, and people, send her stuff. And I've told that to Dave 25. I said, people love.
Yeah, Mikey's got one.
Yeah, and he's constantly getting stuff because people love to give people stuff on YouTube. They love to.
Yeah, our wish list is private. We just do it ourselves.
Yeah, my wish list is that I have tonight's Taco Monday, and I hope I'll that's my wish list.
And my shit doesn't even cost money. I'm like, I hope the Cowpote's doing a show tonight because I'm all hyped up.
when I do my wish list is when I die, it's painless. You know what I'm saying? Just see you later, man. The plane goes down.
Get the Widowmaker.
Yeah, just boom, you're done. You're already at Heaven's Gate, and you're like, oh, I'm dead. Cool,
Yeah, it cuts off the blood to your brain, so you don't even really know what's happening, and then boom, you're out.
Just like in Vietnam, when some of those guys would just get exploded and they would just disappear. You're done. I mean, you don't feel a thing. You're done.
Yeah, that submarine at the Titanic.
Right.
It happened faster than the brain can even comprehend it.
Correct. Yeah, that one that went down below. That one that went down the Titanic. That to me, that was a murder, and then he committed suicide. It's like that. I don't feel sorry for anybody in that whole thing. Who are you going to sue? They knew what they were getting themselves into.
As a lawyer, I would use gross negligence.
Yeah, I totally agree. But here's the whole thing. It's like here's the whole thing.
I don't think it's intentional. I think he had hubris.
Well,
so I don't think he thought it was going to happen, but it did.
But here's the whole thing.
Known.
You see me in the cemeteries. Can I go dig up your mom's grave? That's what they're doing. They're grave robbing. I'm sorry, but can I go dig up your mom's body? I mean, it's just, I get where it's at. I've seen videos on it. I think it's cool, but the guy that discovered it should never.
What about Egyptians? What about digging up people in England?
Then guess what? They'll find they'll be at the gates of hell digging up. I don't like that either. I don't like it either, my friend. Trust me. You're digging up a grave. You're going into your grave robbing in the Titanic. When he found it, he should have done a video of it and said, "Listen, I'm not telling you where it's at. There's the video of it. I found it, but I'm not telling you where it's at."
What about that Atocha in Key West that has all that gold?
Yeah,
all the Spanish gold.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of those ships out there. Plenty of those ships out there that look for the gold. But it's that tan thing. I used to do a coffin war with Johnny J. Utah. We dig it up, we dig it up, blah, blah, blah. Here we got Karl betting $500. We got Baron Exposure. Digging up someone's body. There's a coffin's up. It looks like it's Michael Jackson. It looks like Karl spent $10,000 on the coffin. There we go. Here you go, Karl. You get Michael Jackson's body. That means
not me. I'm getting cremated. It won't happen to me.
I know, but you get my point. My mom.
And I'm being turned into a stone.
my
I was
favorite.
going to get cremated and turned into a stone. I told my wife, I don't care what you do with the stone. I just want to be a stone.
You know my favorite. My favorite cemetery one was you're getting buried, right? You're my brother, right? And you're a guitar guy. I put the guitar in the coffin, right? So the guy put the guitar in the coffin, right? They close the coffin, all right? They bring the body through the back, right? To put it in the meat wagon. The guy takes the guitar out and closes the thing. So they get to the funeral to put your body down. The guy steps up and says, I want to make sure the guitar's still in there. They open up, it's gone.
Well, when my dad got buried, when we were at the cemetery, not the cemetery, but when we were leaving for the cemetery, the guy gave me his watch. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't want his watch. Let's go. Can we put it back in there? And we put it back in there.
But
because I didn't know he was going to do that. I'm like, that's my dad's watch. He's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. My mom, we buried her with a couple rings that, and I told my sister, I said, no, those were her rings. And I said, I didn't see anything in the will about jewelry she gave away, but those rings were not in the will. I said, we're going to bury her with it was like a $20,000 ring. And I said, no. She didn't say anything about that ring. We're going to keep it on her left finger. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's like, she didn't say anything about it. She always wore that ring, and we're putting her in there with that thing. You know what I'm saying? We're putting her in there. You know, that's all there is to it. But we put my dad in a suit, and we put him a T-shirt that said, Tricky Dicky, tan, rested, and ready.
Yeah.
He always liked Tricky Nicky. Dicky. So we put him in a T-shirt with a suit. They always liked to wear.
I am not a crook.
Yep, it was. So
Evidence, not a crook.
He loved Nixon, so he had that shirt. He wore it all the time in the garage. So we washed it real nice, put him in that beautiful suit, and put him in his casket with that shirt on there because that was his favorite shirt. So he loved Nixon.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But well, it's good to see you taking a run at your uncle. It's good to see.
Yeah, I got an extra couple hours. I went to sign in on Spark, and it said I didn't have my insurance card.
What?
Yeah. Well, I guess my insurance expired, so I got a new insurance card. I just got to put it on file with them. And of course, I'm a kept man, so I got to wait for the wife to get home to get it. I don't know where it is, and I'll tell you that, so you can make fun of me. I don't care. So I just went home, walked the dogs, went swimming for a little bit, and I don't know if I told you. I got a lady in my unit. All you can see is her eyes, just a slit for her eyes. Everything else is covered.
Right.
And then you go to the pool, and there's a girl that swims there every day, and she doesn't have more than 5 square inches of fabric for her whole top and bottom swimsuit.
Nice.
I'm like, wow, that's the extreme.
Well, next time, if you ever go out to St. Martin, there's a lot of people on beaches that have very little at all. And some very big whales out there that African American women that have very little at all to imagination. Lots of those Caribbean women could care less what they look like. They're very thick and rich.
Yeah.
Your grown ass man can handle it. It's like, whoa, okay. Even you go on cruises too, it's like, really? Oh my. You know? So the adults only. So before we cut you loose, man, I'm at 90 minutes already. I can't believe it. That's the whole thing. I tell my wife, when I get Karl on or I get Casey Grits on, I lose track of time. But real quick, so
people are going to call me Monty Python because I'm 2 hours.
Karl.
Santa Claus.
She went, who is it? And I said, Karl.
With a K.
There's a Karl I work with at work, and I go, I know a Karl with a K. He goes, really? And I go, you're Karl with a C. So who is he throwing strikes at now? Because your uncle said something about him he's going bowling. Sarasota.
Atomic Sage, Mr. Word Salad.
Right.
But I say that in a very respectful way because
Correct.
he is very good.
Oh, no.
Very good with the English language.
Right.
But I don't mean it derogatory.
No, I know. I understand.
Good. And then Vibe, I think, got another one.
Really?
I think he gave one to Darlene, who's really hammering him. I mean, every video she puts out, she just crushes him.
See, I just think he better be careful because he could lose his channel. He could lose his channel. I'm dead serious. If those three get reversed, they can take your channel. They will. He could lose it just like that.
Yeah. So
he better be careful. I'm just telling you. He better be careful.
Yeah.
If you know how to do it and you word it back to him, you know. But
you and I both know it's pointless.
It's pointless. He doesn't get it.
It's just a waste of time.
If you're going to sit there and if you're going to sit there and lie, I mean, I love to lie for fun. But if you're going to sit there and lie on your YouTube channel, you better keep track of your lies. That's all I'm saying. I just don't get it, man. Let people, like I said, the Daily Woo could care less that people talk about him. He could care less. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't. Cartbaggers learn to shut up and let people talk about him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just shut up, you know? Because
that's why Blindviews doesn't want to talk about us, because he doesn't want to give us any traction.
Right. He did that last. You could tell I don't listen. He's a liar. You know he is. He listens. He doesn't want to say anything. He knows he'll watch your video and become enraged. It will build up, and especially with Old Man Nation. I'm the mumbler. I was talking to Casey Grits, and he goes, I go, when they say I'm mumbling, that means I'm speaking correctly, because I want to do an intervention with you, and all you do is say you're talking smack to me, because when I speak correctly. They just don't want to hear it, because I'm speaking about the king. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And same thing with you. You're probably, hey, Santa Claus, just mumbling, you know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine, you know. That means when they call you names, Karl, you win. You win. When they go after you, you win. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, and when he says you smell, there's no way he could know that.
That means I win. If he says that because he's insulting me, go ahead. He can't deal with it. I'm a new guy on the scene, and then I can speak the way I speak instead of this, you know, swearing or hollering or spreading hate like he likes.
So the tactic he's trying to take is not talk about us at all.
Yeah, but
But I don't know if he'll be able to keep that up.
No, because people will say something in his live stream. They will. And that's what happened last week. He's voice activated. Someone said something about us in there, and he got pissed. You know, that's what happened. Anyways, we're having tacos. I appreciate you calling back in the show. And you be good. And keep up the good work. We'll catch you later, okay? I'll listen to your video. I'll talk later. All right? All right, bye. Okay. Let's see. Karl. That's hilarious. Here we go. Here we go. We'll listen a little bit of this.
Hey dudes, Karl here, Bohemian Nomad. Okay,
Here we go. I'll listen a little bit with you guys.
Beard on the screen. What up? Guess what? My Spark, my insurance is up, and so I got to have my new insurance card. And of course, can I do it myself? No, wife's at work, so I got to wait for her to get me the new insurance card so I can upload that and get back on Spark. So I don't have a flex until 6.
I shared it.
So I had an extra couple hours, so I came home, took the dogs for a walk, went swimming at the pool. It's funny, because where I live in this building, we got some lady that walks around and just has an icelet. That's all you ever see.
Anyways, I can listen to it.
And then you go to the pool, and there's this girl there that...
Okay, I got to get going, but anyway, I'll listen to it when I'm uploading. Anyway, that's Karl. Go listen to Karl. Santa Claus, all right? Anyways, remember the military, the armed for all the branches, the Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, the Navy, the Merchants, Coast Guard, the uniform, thanks so much. Starting those beats we talked before, 1 and 2, forgotten in Vietnam. Lots of people sacrificed for you guys, the altar of freedom. Remember them. Okay, men wearing blue. You see something, you say something. But they have balls the size of apple over the side of oak trees. You got your choices in life. Would you shower in the shower at Penn State? I would not shower in the shower at Penn State. Like I said, God bless the working class. Safe sex. Women do carry the groceries. And like I said, needle in the penis. Ouch. Casey Grits, you're right. All right? Then don't drink and drive. Okay? Behave yourselves out there. Have a great week. No fear-mongering probably till Thursday or something. Tomorrow I got a dentist appointment. And then Wednesday is the NFL podcast. But we appreciate any listens that come out on the 17th day. Have a great week from Fear-Mongering Radio. It never hurts to ask for money. It's good to see Blindviews back. Paywall behavior. It is what it is. Thanks, Karl, for calling back in. Keep the good work, Karl.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. My name is Alan Hernandez.
Amen. Amen. We are out.